there, everybody. Welcome to the channel. I'm Cindy Daychuck with Queen Bee Creations. Thanks for tuning in. Today, we are going to be making some cards and some tags. And here's the thing. I like having these stocked up. I like doing them as one big craft and then being able to have them in a stash that I can just pull from when I need them, because inevitably I need a last minute gift, I need a last minute card, and I have no time to be putting something together, painting something up. And I gotta tell you, I am not let me go to the card store and pay $6, $9 for a card when I could just make one. So what I do is, this is just dollar store watercolor paper. And often when I'm doing watercolors, I want them in some different sizes. And so then I'm cutting my paper down and I end up with little pieces. So I save them. And then when I get a whack of them, I do things like this. And so what we're gonna do, here, I've got a couple of bookmarks. I've got some pieces that are a good size for mounting for cards. These little pieces are all lovely little gift tag size. And really all I'm gonna do, and we don't have to be able to paint, guys, we are just going to make blobs. So I'm just simply going to take a paint color and I am going to just make some color blobs on my paper. Now, once they're dry, we'll turn them into things, but for now, all we're doing is doing some little blobs. So these ones you can just see, I just dabbed. I just dabbed, right? It's just truly a blob. This one, you know what? Maybe some little strokes, but you can just do a mess of little dots so that they're just, you know, wide open blobs, and then just switch colors. Just add in, let's do a bright sunny yellow. And you can just do a bunch of little blobs. So, I mean, there's no magic to this. So, you know, there's no point in pulling you in to be able to watch what I'm doing, because I really am just doing blobs, right? I'm just making marks, and that's it. That's all that you need to do. So again, this is something that you could, let's do a little red one. This is something that you could just get your kids to do, right? They're just taking the paper and they're just making blobs on them too. They can do this part, no problem. And maybe we want to have, that's it. That's as tough as it's getting. We just want all these to dry, and I will pull you in overhead for the next step. But, you know, guys, I mean, they're just blobs. Now that these have, well, most of them have dried. I've got a couple that are still wet hanging out there. The idea with this is that we are just going to take a black pen. I'm just going to take a black pen. You could use colored ones if you want. And we're just going to turn each of these into flowers. Now, I tend to just sketch these freehand, but there are wonderful little books, like, check out this one by Lisa Congdon, Drawing 500 Fabulous Flowers. And they're just little ideas of what you could do to create a little flower. So if it helps for you to have, you know, a little design to be able to look at to create something, then cool. And that one's cool for some of these, you know, but don't feel that this is a cheat. I reference this to be able to get different ideas, because otherwise all my little flowers always look exactly the same. So there's some that are simple, some that are a little bit more complex, but they give you a little pattern to be able to follow. How would I do the details? And none of these is particularly difficult. I mean, look at just that little swirl with the leaves is maybe something that you would do a little stalk going up beside something, right? So if we had this little guy, maybe we're just going to draw a little, you know, little shape coming here, and maybe it just branches off. And here we're just going to say, okay, great. You know what? We're just doing a series of leaves coming off here. And then this becomes our flower. So here, I'm just going to kind of say, well, you know what? The shape comes like this. And maybe this is where the little, you know, pestles are. And so here, I might want to just draw a little bit of variation in there, emphasize those petals just a little bit more. You can always kind of take some of the details down from the top. And now I just strengthen my stem lines. And then look how cute that's going to be if we turn that into a little gift tag, and I'll show you how I do that. But it's just as simple as you know what, let's just, and here, you know what, I don't want to be bothered drawing all kinds of little circles and petals here, so maybe I'm just doing little squiggles to be able to create the impression of this. And again, it's going to be a cute little tag. So just continue on adding in your little details to each of these florals, and then we're going to come back and we're going to start making them into something. Okay, so here are some of our little designs. So these three will be turned into cards. let me do this. These three will be turned into cards. So what I did do was I pulled some scrapbooking paper to back each of them in, just kind of roughly cut to size, just to, you know, kind of coordinate with them a little bit, perk them up, because then each of them will then be put onto cardstock and turned into a little card. We'll cut this down to size, right? Make it the right size. And so those three, let me put them off, just need a little trimming on the cardstock and gluing. This guy we're gonna make into a bookmark. So what I do have is this punch, which is a tag punch. So it just does the top, and it goes from 1.5 to 2.5 inches and in between. So we're just going to slide this in, punch the top, so it gives us our nice hole. We'll put a piece of ribbon in that, and then I can just kind of use this punch, which gives you 3 different corner punches. See how that just nicely rounds that out? So this one gets a little ribbon, and then that's just a nice, cute little bookmark. These ones, of course, we can just put into our punch. That's a tough punch. And just make into, here, I'll do a different corner so you can see. Oh, there we go. It's a little bit more rounded for this one. But we can also take other corners. So this one, I actually want to do on the diagonal. So let's not do that one yet, because that's going to get crazy. But we can give it even fancier corners with some of these punches. Right? See that little... So this one has 4 little fancy punches. This is just 1. And then this is just straight turned edges. So this one as well, we'll just make into a gift tag. So these little tags just become something that I can hang on to, use when it's time for gifting. I don't know if that one's too short. We'll see. We'll see. We just made it. Perfect. Let's just trim off its corners. It's just a cute little tiny gift tag. And it's just a super sweet little way of making up a lot of gift tags, some cards, some bookmarks, very quick, super fast, super easy. Today was more about, look, we can just do little paint blobs and still come out with finished project pieces that are just super cute and that are functional and practical. Now, the 2 tools that I had that I can't live without is the tag punch. I got this off Amazon, so I'll drop the link in, and just this basic little corner punch. You don't need any of the other fancy corner things or anything, but these make things so much faster and easier. So, you know, we ended up with 3 little gift cards that, you know, are not super fancy. I don't put anything, I don't stamp stuff on the inside until I go to use the cards. So I just box these up, and then I flip through the different art cards when I need to be able to give a gift. So I do this with things like this where I'm deliberately trying to create some cards and some tags and things. But when I'm practicing techniques and I'm just doing little paint projects or drawing projects, again, it may be really ugly, but I cut them down. So, you know, today we ended up with just this cute little tag. I just didn't get a ribbon out yet, but I will. Just this cute little bookmark that, again, if I'm giving somebody a book, I can tuck in just a little homemade bookmark into it. And then we have all these variety of different gift tags, right? And nothing fancy about these and the artwork. They were all created from Blobs, right? And some angled. This is the one where we just did all the millions of little dabs. But if I just freehand drew those. I just look at, oh, it's kind of this shape, and I did stuff. If that freaks you out, then grab some of these little books. There's tons of these options on Amazon that are just, you know, little pictures to help you be able to say, you know what, I'm going to turn that blob into this, or, you know, I'm going to turn that blob into this, and just copy the shape. It doesn't have to be any more challenging than that. Once you've done some of that, you'll find that you'll just kind of freehand some things. Or these are good even for me to flip through because I keep making the same flower shapes, right? But I have a box full of tags. So some are from projects where I was doing decoupaging. You know, this was a landscape watercolor that wasn't particularly good, but it makes a cute little gift tag. These were some alcohol ink paintings that didn't work out, but they look cute as tags. These are some teeny tiny tags from some projects that were particularly ugly, but they look cute as tags now. Like, look, that didn't work, but it looks cute as a tag. Some salt wash ones that just didn't work, but they've got the rough texture, and I did the flowers in where that texture was, and those are super cute now, right? You know, this was a Christmas stamp that I was working on. This was, you might remember when I was doing the Halloween cats, the squeegees. So I ended up cutting those down. I cut the ghosts down that I did into little gift tags because I didn't need the big picture. Such a good idea. Don't ever buy gift tags again. Take all your practice artwork and make them into tags, or deliberately do blobs. Turn them into flowers and make them into your gift tags and your cards. I don't spend $6, $7, $8 on cards anymore. I just do quick little art cards to be able to gift people because I'd rather put the money into the gift than into the card that they read and they toss, right? Infinitely better idea. Let me know what you think of this. Let me know if you're gonna race out and put some blobs onto some paper and give it a go. Love to hear from you as always, and I definitely look forward to seeing you on the next one. Until then, take care.